Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to call this meeting to order. And I want to start the meeting with a pledge. We have a flag here. By the way, you have, whoever is elected to the executive committee will have a new flag and a pole. I have it here. We're transferring it from the previous committee to you. Cash box. Who would like to lead us in the pledge? Oh, let's see a hand. Chris, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
First off, I must say welcome. I am so excited to see so many people here tonight. It gives me great pleasure to think of how much we can do for the Republican Party in Marin, which has been solidly blue for a number of decades now. In 2004, many of you have heard me say this before, we had a registration of about 23–24%. And I had considered running for Congress, and I called a friend of mine, a guy that ran the campaigns for our two congressmen, whose names I forget, McCarthy and
Burton?
no.
Jared Huffman?
No. McCarthy and Nunes. He got them elected. I've known him for years, and he runs political campaigns, and I said, what do I have to do to get elected? What do you charge me to do it? And he said, well, what's your registration? I said, well, Mark, it's 23%, maybe 24%. And he said, Jack, I wouldn't touch it if you didn't, unless you had 30%. You haven't got a chance. Well, of course, listening to him, who's done this successfully, and I've known him for many, many years, I decided not to do that. So when I see anybody that would run for public office like Congress, like Chris Colon did just last year, I take my hat off to them, because it's tough to run here. It's tough to do anything with an hour of name. Every one of us that went and is on a member of the committee had to go out and knock on a number of doors to get your petition signed. And you're knocking on friendly doors, and not all of them were even aware that we were here or that there was a party, what to do about it. So it's not easy. And what about running against hostile neighbors? And then we have Huffman. Now, I don't know how many of you have met Jared. I've known Jared for a number of years, starting out when he was president of the Marin Municipal Water District. Now, I do not like Jared. He could be a pleasant fellow, but he doesn't listen to the people. How many people remember in 1995 that the county of Marin voted to have a pipeline, direct pipeline, from the Russian River to our reservoirs? Okay, now, did that ever get built? No. Jared Huffman refused to build it. And I went to a number of meetings to get this built, and I'd stand up and say, Jared, when are you going to build it? But the bug and bunny people with their fish signs saying, you're going to kill all the fish, were at this meeting, and he listened to them. They weren't part of Marin, but he listened to them. Unfortunately, we don't have the water that we should have. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I'm happy to see all you people here. I do have a couple of things I want to say. This is a private meeting of the Marin Republican Central Committee. Now, the public is invited to attend, but we ask that you not speak out unless called upon. If you want to be called upon, please raise your hand and speak only if called upon. I hope nobody has a problem with that. And we really hope that this will stay to be a peaceful thing. There will be also no recording, video, or audio, so please turn the camera off.
No.
On which ground you're ordering? You're not elected.
You are not elected. Matter of fact, I want to make a point of order.
Morgan, you need to move off that table. You're not, you weren't elected. Move away from the table.
Meeting is adjourned.
I make a motion to adopt.
Re-adjourn the meeting?
You can adjourn, I can adjourn the meeting as chair.
You already have,
You're not-
you moved to order. You're done.
You're out of order.
I move that we elect Tom Hudson, temporary chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Tom Hudson's the temporary chair.
Okay, Tom. Meeting is now adjourned.
Okay, the first thing we need to do to get the meeting running is we need to establish who's here to make sure we have quorum. And this is of the elected members who were elected in March 5th, 2024 direct presidential primary election.
We have a quorum, this is the roll call here. We have Elena Garbage.
Yeah, she's here, we're all here.
Is Carolyn Bednarz here?
No.
Yes, yes.
Carolyn, hi Carolyn. So we have a quorum.
I believe Frank when he tells me there's a quorum because he knows all of you, but may I propose that we read off the names just so we can establish with everyone in the room that we know who's there, so there's not a dispute later about who was here. Because we do want to make it clear that this is the majority of the folks who were elected to serve on this committee are in the room. Jack Wilkinson, okay, that's Jack here, so he's physically present. Is Tom Montgomery, I understand that he's resigned, is he present in the room?
No, he's not.
Okay. I had heard that he resigned.